Hello, YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode of the Grandstand here on the Ohio Patriot Education Network YouTube channel. I'm, as always, your host, Air the Ohio Patriot. And for today's episode, we're going to talk about two topics. The first one being crime in leftist run cities, and the second one being federal informants versus actual hate groups in this country. That being, obviously, the pieces of shit that call themselves Patriot Front, which are nothing more than a bunch of actual federal informants. And then, of course, you have today a bunch of black Hebrew Israelites, aka black supremacists, literally marching down the street of some random city. I think it was New Orleans or something like that. That's what it was there. So, and of course, you had the Fed boys there yesterday in Tennessee doing their little stupid ass march and stuff like that. So, but anyway, I was actually watching a video here a little while ago from yesterday that Black Respect put out. It says Black Memphis pastor shot in the face, shocked after woke DA drops charges against young scholars, aka the black teen / 20 somethings that shot in the face was there. So yeah, it's not surprising, dude. You literally get what you pay for is what it is there, or what you vote for actually. And when you're voting for pieces of shit like Justin Jones as your state representative, of course you're gonna get fucking nothing there. When you're voting for literal fucking Nazi collaborator Soros DAs to represent you in the fucking, district attorney's office and stuff like that, of course you're not going to get any fucking help there is what it is. Of course they're going to drop the charges because nobody wants to come forward. Because, man, this is a fucking shithole is what it is, dude. And it's a shithole because it represents what it is there, dude, legitimately. When you literally have a guy in Justin Jones who was a fucking BLM terrorist in 2020, who was literally pulling people out of vehicles and stuff like that back during the riots and stuff, but yet was somehow allowed to run for office after the fact. And not only that, but then get into office. It's like, what the fuck, dude? And then after he's booted out of the fucking General Assembly, these fucking tards literally sent him back in there is what it is then. It's like, nah, dude, you're fucking done. You're gone. Like, it'd be as simple as that, bro. Like, it's not that hard, people. So, it's just fucking ridiculous what it is, honestly, dude. It's pathetic is what it really is, honestly, at the end of the day. And then, of course, you had fucking France, the leftist globalist cheated there again today is what it was to get Macron and company back in power again. So, not surprising at all on that one. But I actually want to tell you guys a story that I heard from my sister's friend when she was first getting into the position she's in down there in Ohio, down in the Columbus area. There's what it is, because she works for the state trooper's office. What it is there. And this was back when I was going to college down there and stuff like that. And I found out about it through her, what it was back then. And it was basically, you had a group of people down there at the time who were apparently robbing dudes that were all college students and stuff like that, which, by the way, for those who don't know, I did shave my mustache a little bit, so I think that's pretty good now. I might need to go a little bit further on this side, though. The problem is I don't really know if I want to do that too much because I don't know if I can really line up properly. That's what it is then, because the way my contours my face work out. So, I don't know. Looks all right now. But anyway. Anywho, what I was saying, though, was that, yeah, so you had this group of people. It was a black dude, a black woman, and a white woman who were literally doing some kind of like shady shit where they were robbing college students, all dudes, by the way. I think it was like sexual based shit, or whatever the case be. And then apparently what had happened was like almost none of these guys wanted to come forward, and the only one that eventually did come forward was some dude who they actually home invaded is what it was then. And it was some little Asian guy is what it was then. So like, good on that dude for actually being the one that stepped forward, is what it was, dude. And the sad fact of the matter is, you have these people who they will do this kind of shit and get away with it. And because, obviously only one person has a firearm in that case. In that case, it was the dude in that situation. He ends up getting more time than these chicks do. Yet all three of them, if you look into the court records and stuff like that, were all repeat offenders multiple times over is what it is. They were doing the same exact shit over and over and over again. And yet they weren't all catching the same exact charges because obviously you had one that had a firearm. So it would be, weapons of disability kind of thing is what it was at that point. So it'd be like felon in possession of a weapon, basically. And then the other ones who were also felons at the time just didn't have guns is what it was. But yet at least one of those two, I think it was the white chick in that case, was actually the mastermind of the whole fucking thing. So, but yet she was not being charged the same level as the fucking guy was, just because he had a fucking gun is what it was, or just because he had a weapon is what it was then. So, I don't know. I just don't understand it, honestly, and I think that's the problem with our society is what it is. You have these people that will, you know, do a bunch of crimes, get, you know, slaps on the wrist for time is what it is there, get back out, you know, 2, 3, 4 years later, whatever it is, and then simply do the same crime again because they don't know any better is what it is then, dude. They don't have any way to actually better themselves inside, and even if they did have better ways to better themselves inside, most of them were just pieces of shit anyway who don't deserve a second or third or fourth chance is what it is there, dude. Because the thing is, eventually, you know, like I'm all for second chances, dude. When you're doing the same fucking thing, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8 times, it's like, nah, dude, like you're done at that point. Like seriously, like at some point you just gotta fucking literally lock them up, throw away the fucking key is what it is, man, and be like, sorry, you had more than enough chances to better yourself and, you know, do something better with your life and not be a fucking piece of shit criminal is what it is. Like tough shit, you're now in jail forever is what it is then, bitch. So. Anyway, I don't know. It's hard to say, man, but yeah, what's sad is Black sort of respect this video here. I was about 8 minutes into it is what it is here where he's talking about that this Memphis pastor guy who ended up getting shot there by 2 minorities, what it is there, and how you have basically the media admitting that nobody gives a shit about black on black crime. Which the sad fact of the matter is they really don't, honestly, especially the mainstream media doesn't, obviously. I mean, I personally do, just because, you know, it makes a city worse and worse is what it is, dude. And then you wonder why you have people, you know, in these southern states like that doing these white, so quote-unquote, white fortressing stuff like that now, where it's basically just resegregation is what it is. Because they don't want to be around these fucking ghetto shitholes is what it is there, dude. And I don't blame them at all for that matter. Like, why the fuck would you, dude? Like, hell, there was a reason why when I was looking to move here not long ago, why the one place I would not move to in this area was downtown Canton, dude. Because it's a fucking ghetto shithole is what it is. And I'm afraid I'm going to get shot in my fucking sleep is what it'll be then. And God forbid they take Section 8 housing and stuff like that, dude. You're guaranteed to be in a fucking ghetto at that point then. You know, that's just a fact of life, bro. Like, why would you ever want to live around that is what it is. I sure as shit wouldn't. So, yeah, I totally understand why people are doing, you know, like protecting themselves is what it is at this point, really, is what it is there, man. You have to. At some point, man. You have to, you know, rely on self-defense is what it is there. And actually, speaking of self-defense, there was a video that came out here today. I don't think I can really show it, but it's on our X page, though. It was from that Dom Luker guy. And it was apparently in New York City. It was a bunch of people that were at, what is it called here? Yeah, it was called Freaknik Festival. And it was basically like 4 or 5 black dudes getting into a fight. And apparently you had somebody swing on the one guy, and that dude looked like a little, like C camp or something, like a little teeny pocket pistol, like maybe like a 25 auto or something like that. And you had a 5th black guy run up behind him, who was all dressed in black, punch him in the back of the fucking head, and like knock him to the ground. The dude legitimately, you know, arms up with the gun in his hand and points, and I think he fires on the guy, if I'm not mistaken. So, and then you have a bunch of idiots claiming, oh, it was a self-defense. The guy's life wasn't in danger. It's like, the hell it wasn't, dude. You got some fucking ass clown punching in the back of the fuck. Of course your life's in danger, dude. That's a classic case of self-defense. That's a classic case of stand your ground in every fucking state that has it right now, dude. Are you fucking kidding me, bro? Fuck out here with that shit. So, anyway. Yeah, going back to the feds versus actual hate in this country, you have this one here, which is basically, there was the idiot Fed boys that called themselves Patriot Front yesterday there in Tennessee, and then you got a bunch of black Hebrew Israelites today marching in New Orleans about an hour or so ago, give or take. So, which, by the way, for those who don't know, black Hebrew Israelites are black supremacists legitimately, dude. They're the ones that basically want like nation states and stuff like that. They're always pushing. I think they're kind of the same ones that always tend to push the. Well, first off, they follow the King James version of the Bible, which is all fucking lies anyway. It was literally a dickhead named James back in the day who created his own version of the Bible in this time period is what it was there, and it was basically shit based around his own like idiocy. Basically, it was more or less like the Mormon books, what it is there, dude. Where Joseph Smith created like a fucking fake version of the Bible was there. So, and yeah, they all follow that crap, and it's all like them spouting black supremacist garbage. What it is, we've seen this years ago, as what it was during the 2020 riots, for that matter, where they had a bunch of white people literally bending down to kiss their feet and shit like that, like a bunch of assholes is what they are. And of course, you had a bunch of dumbass white leftists being all like, "Oh yeah, let me go ahead and drop to my fucking knees like a retard." That's what they fucking are, dude. They're a bunch of retards, is what it is. So, but yeah, it's not surprising to see all that shit happen, though, man. But anyway, and of course, you got this one here that's making the rounds again. This is from a while ago. This chick was saying this whole thing. And it was, she said, "I wish black people would just refuse to create for the next 6 months and even take our music off streaming platforms and our art out of the public eye and just watch. Like, black culture completely inaccessible. What would non-black people do with themselves?" And my response was, "Better experiment. Let's try 60 years because it's going to take at least a few decades / generations to get the ignorant drill rap bullshit right out of people." So... yeah. Like, seriously. Our country would be so much better off without fucking ghetto culture in it, dude. For real. Like, we don't need the fucking sexy reds of the world being famous people anymore, dude. So, when they're talking about their fucking pussy and their asshole and the colorations of them and stuff like that, it's like, that is not fucking music. That is literally fucking ghetto trash, dude, is what that is. And... like, somehow people fucking eat that shit up is what it is, dude. Well, I should say a set of people eat that shit up is what it is, though. There's a bunch of white folks going out there and buying her dumbass fucking songs and shit. Or Asians, for that matter. So, and probably not even Latinos, for that matter, either. It's all, you know, black ghetto culture is what it is there, dude. But anyway. It's just ignorant as hell is what it is, dude. It's just like, what the hell's the point anymore, man? Seriously. But let's see what's going on in world news right now. Let's see, we got black radio host fired for allowing Biden White House to send scripted questions. Got House Oversight Chairman calls on Biden's physician to testify regarding his involvement in Biden's shady business dealings. $200,000 payment under scrutiny. We got Communist Revolution continues, far left, new Popular Front set to dominate French Parliament. Right-wing party ends up in third place, exit poll show. So literally, it's fucking globalist bullshit is what they're saying there on that one. So you got Kamala Harris, fully vaccinated, triple boosted husband, test positive for COVID-19. Interesting. Doug was also the douchebag, by the way, that went into a Whole Foods I think it was about a year ago or so, give or take now, and literally had Secret Service stop everybody else from going in there while his dickhead ass was shopping for like 45 minutes to an hour. And by the way, they also illegally parked the vehicle in a fucking fire zone because they're assholes like that. So, interesting. Blake Masters misleading ads claim he is endorsed by Trump in race against Trump-endorsed Abe Hamish. Trump campaign tells Blake to stop it. Yeah, Blake Masters used to be a good dude, but now he's kind of seems like a rhino sack of shit is what it is. This Abe guy should technically be the, I think it's either the AG or the Secretary of State of Arizona currently is what it is, because he actually won that race, and it was Katie Hobbs and her fucking literal cartel buddies cheating him and Kerry Lake out of their seats of power there in Arizona. So, because obviously Kerry Lake should be the actual governor of Arizona right now is what it is. But the only reason she isn't, the only reason Abe isn't, the only reason Abe isn't the AG / Secretary of State there is because you literally had massive voter fraud going on in that election cycle a couple years ago now. So you got President Trump follows Dr. Ben Carson on Truth Social as VP rumor swirl. I wouldn't be surprised by it. Again, like, is this really is Ben Carson really the nuclear option though? No, Vivek Ramaswamy would be at this point, dude, or somebody like Vivek anyway. Like, I'd be fine with Carson as VP, honestly. But at the same time, like, that to me, Carson's more of a moderate than anything else, honestly, dude. versus like an actual Vivek vice presidency. If they, like I've said before, if they were like the left was to go and do some crazy shit where they're going to assassinate Trump and stuff like that, you would have Vivek be a nuclear option at that point because they'd be like, no, he would be like the actual dictator in power. That's what it would be then, you know, like the quote unquote like a right wing fascist dictator they always wanted to will into places what it is there, man. So, although I'm not so sure if it would go that far, but he would definitely do enough stuff to get shit done as what it is there, which I don't think Ben Carson would do that, honestly. So, again, will I vote for a Trump Carson ticket? Probably, honestly. So, anyways. And then we got top White House aide says Biden cognitive decline is so bad and much worse in private that he should drop out of the race here in 2024. He should have been forced out a long time ago, dude. He should have been forced out 3 fucking years ago when he cheated his way into office, honestly. And been like, no, sorry, cheater, your ass is going to prison now, and so is your fucking cunt wife who helped you fucking cheat, and so is this bitch Kamala who helped you fucking cheat, et cetera, et cetera. And all these other fucking leftists help you cheat their way into power. That's what it is. So. Let's see, we got mega candidates up for election in Florida challenging rhinos. Why it's important? Well, it's important for a lot of reasons, honestly, so you can get the fucking rhino shit sacks out of power right now is what it is, dude. So, we got Missouri Republican Party in turmoil. Grassroots delegates challenge corrupt committee decisions, as they should. And that's the problem, right? Like, I would say any major political party in this country has issues, is what it is, dude. Especially when you have a bunch of scumbags at the top fucking around and trying to hold the purse strings, is what it is there. It's like the whole thing here in Ohio, you know. That's what bothers the hell out of me too. By the way, you see articles like that right there, but you never see mainstream media, or you never see like alternate media articles where they're talking about states like Ohio. Here's what it is, dude, where you got all kinds of shady shit going on in the background as we are one of the most corrupt states politically right now, is what it is. Because you have a whole bunch of rhino sacks of shit like Jason Stevens in power currently, who is now being challenged for the actual fucking party purse strings there for the Republican Party here at the state level by other people in the Republican Party who are actually good folks, is what it is. I'm not saying they're like that much better, but they're actually decent and they actually give a shit about the Second Amendment, is what it is here, to where they would actually, you know, push forward, you know, constitutional carry, stand your ground, etc. there. Or in the case of Stevens this time around, who promised over a fucking year ago to push forward the Second Amendment Preservation Act, aka to a sanctuary, which I've been fighting for 5 fucking years now, by the way. He promised to give that shit a vote over a year ago, so doesn't a damn thing about it, dude, with HB 51 here. And yeah, it's a bunch of bullshit is what it is, dude. So. And then we got Canada being conquered land now, specifically the KFCs in Canada. KFC Canada implements halal-only chicken policy in Ontario, bans pork in nod to Islamic practices. Yeah, and by the way, halal shit is directly tied to terrorism, people. And yeah, we got Feds on Parade, Patriot Front hate group. I don't really call it a hate group. It's not even a hate group. It's a fucking Federal Informant group is what it is. Marches in Nashville. Check out the spoof planning video that's gone viral. So, yeah, it's whatever. We got some dude dying suddenly at 30 there. Interesting. So we got retired 2-star generals found dead at California base. Duke actually talked about this the other day. Apparently this guy had been retired for like years and stuff, yet was on a California military base for some reason. Like, it makes no sense at all, dude. Like, why was he even there? Like, it really brings up the questions at that point. Like, was this dude leading like some kind of a fucking PMC or something like that? Like military contractors and stuff like that or something? I wouldn't be surprised by it, honestly, at this point in history. Like, there's a lot of fucking shady stuff going on in our country currently, dude. Like, in every facet of society, basically, whether it be military, whether it be, you know, political side of stuff, whether it be, you know, just everyday, you know, places getting burned to the ground that are food factories, et cetera, there. Like, it's crazy stuff, man. It really is. It's wild shit, honestly. So, then we got this one here, which is Fast and Furious 2, understanding the Mexico lawsuit against U.S. gun manufacturers. I never understood how these fuckers even try to sue us at this point, dude, because literally it's like, you're fucking, like, the reason they're trying to do it, obviously, is El Paso 5 years ago is what it was there, dude. And it's like, first of all, the people who were in our country were here illegally, motherfuckers. So go fuck yourselves. You ain't getting shit, bitch. Eat a dick. You want to sue somebody? How about suing your own fucking shithole nation is what it is there, dude. Or how about suing the fucking cartels that are the ones giving out guns to everybody that's making you come over this way is what it is then, dude. Yeah, speaking of black supremacists too on this one, we got black supremacist demon Hakeem Jeffries holding meeting with other top Dems Sunday here to discuss Biden's campaign. That dude, Hakeem really is like, you can tell this guy is definitely like a Crossroads demon, man, for real. Like, I swear to God, if I went to a Crossroads right now and did like the exact spell from Supernatural and it actually summoned a demon, I guarantee it'd be Hakeem Jeffries showing up, dude, to make the fucking deals what it is there. So, or at least somebody like that anyway, like some Democrat or whatever that's in power. So, yeah. Oh, for those that haven't heard, we actually got a human case of the plague now in Colorado. So, you know, again, why are we letting illegals walk into our country in mass numbers, dude? When you literally have them bringing in biological warfare of things that have been eradicated for centuries here, people. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, man. Shit, we wiped out the plague in European nations, like, what was it, like 700 fucking years ago or something almost? It's like, for fuck's sakes, man. And of course, you got these two here, which was Gavin Newsom's paradise. Elderly wife attacked, run over, murdered in front of husband at public mall by these fucking pieces of shit. And then we got disgusting neon slime water spotted spilling all over in Miami airport. That's gross. That's really gross. And we got feds want migratory bird treaty exemption to call in and eradicate American owls. Well, that's pretty fucking racist. So, this is federal agency is seeking exemption to the Migratory Bird Treaty Act to lure and eradicate owl populations, said the proposed strategy from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services is part of an effort to reverse the decline of northern and California spotted owls. Said these threatened birds' West Coast habitat, stretching from California to Washington State, is currently being invaded by a feathered cousin, the North American barred owl. Those things are huge, by the way. I've seen those before. So barred owl is common in the eastern half of the United States, the southern half of Canada, or southeast Canada. Ranges has expanded into the west, where the government considers it invasive. Says Fish and Wildlife Services released a final impact statement Wednesday outlining the agency's proposed strategy to lure and kill the invasive owls in the area. So according to news release, the call, quote, will result in the annual removal of less than 0.5% of the current North American barred owl population. That's still a lot, though, dude. This proposal listed the ways the great American bird will be killed, said barred owls will be lured to the removal specialist using an amplified megaphone or similar device to broadcast digitally recorded barred owl calls, alternating with listening to responses. So shotguns of 20 gauge or larger are permitted to use for killing the owls. This would be then suggesting the guns be fitted with night sights or other low light optics. Shots must be taken to ensure a certain kill. Says all shots must be directed at barred owls, which are stationary on an obstructed perch and present a full frontal and unobstructed view. It says on the wing shots are not authorized under the protocols. So basically, you'd have to shoot them like right in the chest is what we're talking about in that one. The agency blamed human-induced changes as the likely catalyst, forcing barred owls to expand their native range. So the birds now outnumber the threatened spotted owls in many areas where the ranges overlap. It says barred owls management is not about one owl versus another. Well, it seems like exactly what it is, actually, people. So without actively managing barred owls, North American spotted owls will likely go extinct in all of the majority of their range, despite decades of collaborative conservation efforts. So that lady said that the call is not being taken lightly, but it is a legislative measure to safeguard against other birds, or for other birds. So the service has a legal responsibility to do all it can to prevent the extinction of a federally listed northern spotted owl and support its recovery while also addressing significant threats to California spotted owls. Said a decision is expected at least 30 days after the impact study to be done there is what it is. So here's my problem with that, right? Okay, so what is actually really threatening spotted owls this entire time? Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's a bunch of fucking 5G towers out there, dude. It's like the same thing with bee populations, by the way. You literally have to make these fucking fake-ass palm trees that are nothing but a fucking 5G tower in the middle of a fucking, like, LA or wherever it is there, dude. And then bees think they're a fucking palm tree and go to them and they die, is what it is. So, you know, what's really threatening it? Oh, yeah, it's fucking dumbass leftists doing dumbass shit, dude. It's fucking dumbass corporations doing dumbass shit. It's not a bunch of fucking human intervention with other owls, dude. So, anyway. Speaking of going back full circle to the leftist-run city thing is what it is there. We got this story here, which is police chase 5 minors in a stolen vehicle through Los Angeles County at high speeds. And we got LAPD to bring charges and expose Hollywood drug rings. An investigation of OD death of Friends star Matthew Perry. About time. My thing here on that one is, why aren't they exposing the pedophile rings too on that one, dude, and arresting all these fucking people for child molestation and stuff like that? Like your Ben Affleck, your Matt Damons, etc. there. So, and then we got this one. Lawless Oakland chaos. 70 people loot and ransack 76 gas stations, which I've heard it. I actually heard the numbers were more like 80 to 100 people at that point. And yeah, this specific gas station, they were looting like fucking crazy. It took the cops 9 hours to respond to this shit, dude. Are you fucking kidding me, bro? Like, Jesus Christ, dude. And we got this one. House Democrats bringing out the big guns to allow illegal aliens to vote in 2024 presidential elections. Again, at this point, we just need to have no representation in any leftist-run states, what it is, dude, at all. Like New York, California, Colorado, all of them, dude. They're fucking done. They're fucking done. And any place with a leftist governor currently, the Democrat governor, should not have representation at federal level anymore, dude. Until we can figure this shit out is what it is. And I would go further than that, even say every single Democrat that's currently in power from red states needs to be tossed fucking office too on top of that then, dude, because I guarantee they fucking should their way into office as well, for that matter. So, anyway. All right, we're back to that other story we talked about yesterday. I do kind of want to talk about this one, actually, now that I'm here again. Because they were talking about the caliber debate thing and this whole thing. And I do sort of want to know what the actual calibers are here by USCCA. I'm assuming one's 9 mil, and then probably like 40, 45 would be my guess, and 2 of the others then. Maybe 3 is the 4th one. Maybe 22, who knows. So, let's see what it says here, though. Okay, let's see here now. Let's see, top 4 calibers. Okay, well, I just want to see what the top 4 calibers are. People, come on. Like, just give me the top 4 calibers, man. Okay, so this apparently was like right to their thing, is what it is here. Oh my god, and then you got to go further than that and enter your fucking email to get the... God damn it, people. What the fuck, man? This is ridiculous. Like, just show me the fucking video. I just want to see what the damn calibers are, you fucking clowns. Fucking stupid. Like, really fucking stupid, honestly. Also, fuck USCCA, by the way. Those scumbags have fucked people over a bunch of times now. Like, they're supposedly supposed to be some so-called self-defense company that gives you insurance and stuff like that in case you do get into a self-defense situation, have to, have a lawyer representing you in court for a stand your ground, something like that. But no, instead it's them being a bunch of dickheads, and as soon as somebody has something like that happen to them, they're like, "Oh, your coverage is gone now, bro." And yeah, I was right. It was 389 mil, 40, and 45. So okay, that's all that matters at the end of the day. I think 9 mil is probably pretty much the standard at this point, bro. The others are okay, honestly. Like, I would say there's nothing wrong with carrying name, honestly, dude. Like, truthfully, I would say 380, depending on the gun, obviously 380 is a little bit less good. That's actually the one, if I was going to carry 380s as a self-defense round, that's one where I'd actually just go with FMJs at that point, because there's no reason to have any hollow point in that gun, because it's like you have less powder, you have less grainage and stuff like that. That's what it is there. And it's going to do less damage overall just because of that. And so, yeah, you're better off just going with like Full Metal Jacket than somebody at that point, dude. If you're going to carry with that kind of a firearm. Versus, 9 mil could be either way. It could be hollow points or, Full Metal Jacket. And the same thing with all the others too, for that matter. So, obviously 45 is like slow as shit, but it also does a lot more damage impact wise and stuff like that when it actually does hit its target. So, unfortunately, you also get less capacity with 45s in most cases, because unless you're carrying like something like a what's that one gun called now? It was that one kind of Taurus that they used to sell. It was like a TH or something like that, like TH. Yeah, I think it was like TH 45 or something like that's what they called it. And it was like a double action, single action or something with a decocker function on it. And it had the ability to basically have, I think it was like 13 or 14 plus 1 or something. But yeah, if you're carrying like a 1911 for self-defense, bro, unless you're carrying like, 10, 12 mags with you in a fucking fanny pack or something like that, it's, you're going to have a lot less capacity overall is what it is then. So, for me personally nowadays, I wouldn't carry anything less than like a 9 mil with like a 17 round stick in it, honestly. Like, that's just my personal opinion. That's what I carry every single day, honestly, in my Tauruses. So, then I have a couple extra I have at least 1 or 2 extra 17 rounders on me, and maybe like a 12 or 15 rounder on me too, for that matter anymore. So, and if I could afford it right now, I would actually buy myself into both a dagger and a Ruger PCC, or like one of the ones that like breaks down or whatever then, and literally just carry those around with me wherever I go then, and just have about 8, 10 Glock mags with me as it'll be then. Like, obviously the handgun would have a 17 round Glock mag in it, and then I'd have like the PCC with a 33 round ready to roll is what it is then, and then it'd be everything else would be just like 33 rounders would be then. So yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with a 40, honestly. I mean, there's a lot of police trade-ins these days that are in that same range as the dagger price and stuff like that is what it is there, that are like I forget what kind of Glock it is, but it's like the police trade-in 40s is what it is there, and they're barely used at all. They just got a little bit of wear marks on them from holster wear is what it is there. So if you really want to go to, I think it's like maybe 23 or something like that, is what I'm thinking offhand right now. It's like, yeah, if you really want to go down that route, like, that's on you, man. But I mean, obviously 40 is a decent backup caliber, just because of the fact that, especially when we saw it during lockdowns and stuff like that 4 years ago, you had 9 run dry really quickly, that's what it was. And then you had people being like, well, I got this 40, like, I can still buy 40. And then, of course, that ended up drying up. People started buying 40s like that. And then, of course, you had 45 also go out of stock pretty quickly. 380 obviously went out of stock very, very quick, because for those who don't know, when these ammo manufacturers make 380, it's on the exact same dies that they make 9 mil on, is what it is. So you basically have to change out the 9mm thing for 380, and that's why they only make 380 like once every, I forget what the cycle is. It's like, I know it's like at least once a year anyway, but it's always like the very tail end of the quarters is what it is, or something like that. So for like every like 3 or 4 times they make 9 mil, they make 380 like once is what it is. So, and then of course you got, you know, it's like the same thing with other calibers too, for that matter. Like I know there's at least one other caliber that's also on like the same deal there. It's also why you have going back to hunting calibers actually for a minute there. It's like I think it's 270 if I'm not mistaken. I know I was talking with Guns Barbecue years ago about it. We were discussing like hunting calibers, and I was like, yeah, why is it so much more expensive than everything else? And he's like, oh, it's going to make it like once every 3 or 4 years, so it is there, because again, you'll have them make 5.56 or whatever it is on the things every single day is what it is there. And then it's like once every, 3-4 years, then they'll do a run where it's like the 270 or it's 243 or something like that is what it is there. And that's why you have those boxes then be like 20, 25, 30, 35, $40 a fucking box for like 20 rounds is what it is then. Versus 9mm, it's like 10, or sorry, not 9mm. Versus 5.56, it's like $10 a box for 20 rounds or something. So now, granted, you used to be able to buy that shit for like $6-7 a box back in the day. Good old Trump years, man. I miss those years, honestly. I miss those years, and I miss the fact that I didn't have money back then, because oh my god, bro, I would have so much 5.56 right now if it wasn't for that shit. Same thing with 9mm. If I had known what was going to happen, man, if I had known what was going to happen with fucking Bloomberg and Walmart and stuff like that, doing the whole ammo thing there, bro, I would have stocked up like a motherfucker on Walmart ammo for a long time there is what it would have been. You just have mom use a discount, is what it was there. And just got a bunch of that shit back in the day, just sold what I could at that point, and just bought a fuck ton of ammunition and a couple of guns in those calibers is what it is then, and gone down that road. But unfortunately, it didn't happen, so... Yeah, I know you can do barrel swaps on some of those guns too, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 357 SIG is what I'm trying to think what that guy's name is now. I want to say James, but I could be wrong on that one. It was the old guy who was the security dude in the Texas church there, where the guy shot 2 people with a shotgun, and then he was like bang at like 40, 50 yards over it was there, and he was using 357 SIG at the time then. Then he went on and talked about his whole like training regimen of how he would shoot long distance with a handgun, what it was. And so he was able to make that like miracle of God shot basically. So unfortunately, 2 people lost their lives before he was able to do it, but it is what it is at that point. At least he saved everybody else is what was there. So, but anyway. I'm trying to think now. Isn't 40 just like a neck down 10mm too, if I'm not mistaken? I thought. I could be wrong about that one. Like it's just like a short 10mm or whatever then. I'm pretty sure that's the same amount. I'm pretty sure that's the same kind of round. Like, there's a lot there like each other basically. It's like whole 357 and 38 special thing is what it is there. It's just 38 is just shorter casing. 357 is what it is there. That's why you can shoot 38, 357 handguns is what it is. So. And it's like the same thing with like 44 mag and 44 special and stuff. Which, for some reason, they actually make like 44 special only revolvers. The only reason I know that is because our buddy DJ Play Nice still has one of those guns that he carries around from time to time. I'm not trying to give him shit for that, but that is a weird caliber, man. Like that's just a weird configuration for a handgun, honestly. So. Yeah, if I was gonna that's the thing. If I was gonna carry like a backup gun with me or something like that as like a revolver or something, it would definitely be 38 special, I think. Although anymore, with the way things are going on right now, I think I almost would rather carry just a second like 9mm, truthfully speaking, and just like an extra mag or two then. Like just have some kind of crazy like belt, like battle belt configuration or something like that with me. Where I can just slide my longer t-shirts over it or whatever then, and it's just like like 3, 4, 5 mags around my body is what it'd be then in different spots. Or maybe just start creating like pants or something like that that have like extra pouches in them or something like that just for those mags it'll be then. So I just sew an extra pocket or something like that, like I throw like 2 extra mags in or something like that. But anyway, who knows though. But yeah, for those interested, actually, I will talk about the tactical bag as soon as I can grab it out. Here's what it is. Let's party like it's 1776, baby. This is my carry right now. Since I can't find a chest rig that'll fit my fat body is what it is. So I literally just have a battle bag is what it is then. For the AR and everything else for that matter. So I should figure out a way to put like a kit or something on top of that then. Like one of those little pouch things that I got before. And just do like a medical kit or something like that where I could have like something in it then for like, you know, some gauze or something then maybe or something. Or just like a little first aid kit or something like that since I don't have, you know, the finances to get like quick clot or anything like that right now is what it is. And plus I don't have the medical training for that shit either for that matter. So it's like, to me, it's like, why even carry if you don't have medical training for it, honestly? Like, yeah, it's a good thing if there's somebody around you that does, but like at the same time, it's like, okay, that's all well and good and everything, but you know, let's go ahead and say there's like, you know, 20 people there and like nobody has medical training to actually, you know, apply a tourniquet or something like that. Like, why would I even carry one with me? That's what it is, dude. So, yeah, like at that point, I figure I'm just fucked anyway. So, or whoever's just fucked anyway that gets, you know, hurt and stuff like that. So, like, well, it would be nice. It's like, again, it's one of those things. It's like for me personally, for my financials, it's way off in the distance right now is what it is. So, but anywho, I think that's pretty much where we're at for the day, though, is what it is. Hopefully we'll be back tonight with Honda and Company on his channel. I'm hoping he's doing a stream tonight, honestly, for the Gay Frog chat. Since he hasn't done one in like a month or something. But anyway, I understand why. Obviously, he's going through a bunch of shit there with his family and stuff. So, and I'll leave it at that. If you want people to know what the actual thing was, he left that one stream up a while ago, which I saw, and a few other people did too as well. But yeah, most other people didn't see it, and he ended up getting rid of it pretty quickly as it was there. So. It is what it is, but yeah, he's going through some stuff right now. So then we got this one, Sam Carling, who just became the youngest politician in the House of Commons, brings about all his life experience at 22 years of age. Was just elected as a Labour left-wing PM for North West Cambridgeshire. So, quote, the Brainiac got stumped after being asked about all his life experiences that made him qualified for the job, which, by the way, is nothing. He has no life experiences for that job. Says, idiot, says, why does being older make you better for a job host because you've got more experience? This moron's response. But what kind of experience? Host, by definition, over the years you gain more experience. This retard. But what kind of experience, right? Host, life experience. This retard. Well, we are going around in circles. Yeah, because you're a fucking idiot, child. Like, this, seriously, motherfucker. This guy wasn't even alive when 9/11 happened, for God's sakes. And he's going to be a fucking congressman over there in the fucking UK now, dude. Are you fucking kidding me, bro? Get the fuck out of here, kid. Like, there should be a law, honestly, on the books right now that if you were not alive when 9/11 happened, your ass can never be in power in this country. Like, that should be the law right now, dude. If you're not old enough to know that fucking life event, life-changing event, I should say, then your ass is done. Fuck yourself. And until something else happens, that would be the same damn thing. Like, there you go. So, you know, we don't need a bunch of fucking retards who weren't even alive for, like, most life events to be out there fucking being all retarded, basically. And being too stupid to realize life experience is a thing. That's the thing, dude, right? Like, I'm almost 40 years old, for God's sakes, dude. At 22, I was a fucking idiot. I'll tell you that right now, dude. Like, I was still voting Democrat, for God's sakes, back then. So, if that tells you anything. And, you know, like, that's the whole point. Like, I believe, like, the whole, like, fucking mantra of the whole, like, you know, women's right to choose crap back then in those days, dude. And then, of course, it was over time. You know, as I got more life experiences, the left went, you know, full retards what it was there and just all about killing babies in the womb is what it is, dude. I'm like, nah, fuck these fucking people. And that's why I left their asses a long, long time ago. So, there apparently is a video that Kyle Rittenhouse put out of himself doing some kind of a drill at a shooting range, it looks like there. I'm not sure what the hell kind of gun he's using though. It doesn't look like an AR at all. It looks like some kind of a like weird ass PCC or like a handgun in a like one of those macaroni things or something like that. Maybe it is some weird ass AR configure. I don't know. It looks fucking weird. Like the mag doesn't look right, honestly, on it. Like looks like it might be like a 9mm, like AR9 maybe or something, with like a weird brace thing. Yeah, it just looks strange. I just put it on her X page there, so yeah, she just looks weird. People were making jokes about what alpacas look like without their wool. So you got the alpaca wool head there is what it is. Then you got the little teeny body. Yeah, that doesn't look right at all, man. It looks fucked up. And you got the alpaca with the wool. It's like, what the hell are you, bro? So, yeah, I think it looks emaciated as fuck, honestly, without its wool coat, bro. It's like sheep without their wool. Although, to be fair, the problem with that is sometimes people won't, shear them properly or whatever, then they'll have, like, the overgrowth or whatever it is there, and you got a sheep that's, like, or any kind of, like, animal that has, like, wool fur like that, where you'll have to, like, literally shear them like crazy, and it's just, like, matted and matted and matted for, like, the first, like, 2 or 3 layers, and then it finally gets down to, like, that wool coat where it's actually, like, worthwhile to go then is what it is. And then you actually have it be, like, usable wool again is what it is there at the very end. So... oh, Jesus fucking Christ, dude. If people want to know why our military is so fucked, by the way, this is a good example right here. USS Navy amphibious assault ship USS Micken Island hosts a pride ceremony as sailors in uniform cut a giant LGBTQ cake. Yeah, like, what is this fucking seriously, like, gay shit, dude? Like, you want to know why people think the Navy is a bunch of gay guys? Like, this is fucking why, people. Like, great example right there of exactly why. It's a slap in the face. People like my father, who actually was a Navy man back in the day and worked his fucking ass off for years of his career to get to where he was at and be able to supply the ships with the ammunition that they needed to fight in the Korean War, for God's sakes. That's what my father's position was, by the way. He was an armory foreman in the Navy, and his technical designation was AOI, I believe is what it was. And it was basically what he would do is his group of people there would be the ones supplying all the munitions to the ships, is what it was then, to fire upon, the enemies is what it is there. So, and then we later found out he was designated to be an armory foreman at some point there during his career, is what it was too, for that matter. So yeah, he was a good dude, man, is what it is. And like, it's just a slap in the face to him, to myself, etc., dude, that we have these idiots out here doing all this gay shit now and making us just look weak as hell as a country is what it is there, man. So, actually, I think we can technically still show the still shot of this one. This is the one I was talking about earlier with the dude there in New York City at that Freakneck festival. You got hit. This is the video there. I'm not going to show, but then this is the actual still frame where he's like, this guy right here in the black is the one that popped him in the back of the head, and then he turned over with the gun in his hand and was like, about to fire off around at this dude, and everybody's like, all these leftists are all like, oh, that's not justified. It's like, the fuck it's not, dude. He got popped in the back of the head and shit. Like, how the fuck is it not justified? Like, damn right it's justified. It's fucking stand your ground every sense of the word at that point, dude. Legitimately. God, bro. There's a TikTok put one out from a couple hours ago where it is a biological female becoming a so-called trans man over 5 years. And yeah, she's going from a beautiful looking chick to some ugly wannabe dude is what it is. Like, how is that not crime against humanity, by the way, at this point? I don't understand that at all. Like, You're literally sterilizing an entire generation of people, dude. It's so fucked up, man. It's so fucked up. Wow. And we got Muslim woman covers up a mannequin in a Target because it was showing off too much skin. What a joke, dude. Get the fuck out of our countries, bitch, and go out to your own fucking shithole of origin. For real. Huh. Here was a natural stone quarry, what they were doing stuff out of. That's kind of cool. Yeah, a bunch of leftists saying the left is too strong in France there. Or you're a bunch of fucking cheaters. How about that? If that works too, people. Let's see what happened in that situation. Okay, so I got to ask this one myself because this is a weird ass looking gun. Somebody said, "What is this?" So obviously you have what appears to be an AR receiver in the middle of it, and then it almost looks like a British 303 forend, and like wood stock maybe in there somehow. I don't know. It looks weird as shit, honestly, dude. But I kind of want one now. Like, especially if it shoots 5.56, that'd be fucking awesome, dude. The problem with that is obviously you're not, like, yeah, you have the irons up there and stuff like that, but then you would have to have, like, a dot or something on the back here for sure. On that rail. So. Oh, here somebody said that it's a SMLE M16 Mark IV chambered in 5.56 British. Wait, there's a 5.56 British? Well, what the hell does that look like? Now I gotta go find that out now. What the hell does a 5.56 British look like? Oh no, it's just them fucking around. Okay. Yeah, it is just 5.56 NATO. Then is what it is then. So yeah, it's just the NATO round then. So okay, it is 5.56 then. Across the board. So I thought it was like an actual different round or something, but now it's like the same exact round. But let's go look this up just to confirm this is actually what this is right now. So okay, so it's a Lee Enfield, is what they're saying there. Chambered in 5.56 then. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, because I think the original Lee Enfields were what, 303 British, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that. That's what it would have been. So I don't know. That's definitely some bubbified shit right there, is what that is, dude. But it, like I'm saying, it actually looks kind of cool though. I'm not gonna lie. It does make you wonder too, because I've actually thought about this many times over my life now, and it's like, how different would things be in wars, like whether it be World War One, World War Two, etc., if they actually had like better equipment like we have nowadays, is what it is. Like hell, even for that same matter, like looking back to the first American Revolution in this country, like what would have happened if the founding fathers had had like ARs and stuff like that, dude? Like how much different thing have been back then? If you even had like, let's say you had like 20 platoons of guys or whatever the case be, and there's like one guy in one of those platoons that's like the best crack shot or whatever, you just give him like an AR to roll with, dude, and like, let's say like 20 full mags or something, dude, like you would have had so many better accurate shots and stuff like that. You would have had so many less like people just like dying of like, a lead ball to the fucking, leg or chest or whatever it is there, dude. And you would have just had like actual kills at that point then. Like, that would have been totally different. Or even the same vein of things, like think about it from this perspective. If you had some evil ass person have the ability to do that same thing, but they went back and gave the British Empire these weapons? Like, will we still be in a British rule right now is what it is, dude. And we still have kings and queens potentially then. And the answer would probably be yes, honestly, on that one. So, but yeah, that'd be very interesting, honestly, dude. Like technology, even actually going back, like every war, right? Like the technology for firearms manufacturing stuff back then. Like, think about like every war we've ever had in this country, or any country for that matter, and the technology that was like risen from that is what it is then, and give that technology back like one set of wars basically. So it'd be like whatever you had in like the American uh, Civil War, like that technology would have been going back to like the Revolutionary War, and so forth and so on. And then you would have had you would have had basically like lever actions at some point then, in like the Civil War kind of things. What it is there, like a lot more lever actions and stuff like that then. And then it would have been, like all kinds of other stuff after the fact is what it is there. So yeah, it would have been a hell of a lot different for sure. Like that's the one thing too. Like I think honestly, when you look at like firearms technology in general, there's like several different things that have happened and changed over the decades and stuff. And I think honestly, one of the biggest ones was the side loading gate into lever action rifles, because obviously before that you had to like pull the whole tube out and then load it up and stuff like that. And there's a possibility you still have one in the chamber kind of thing is what it is there, where you might have shot your own finger off, whatever the case be. Versus, you got the little side loading gate there, and you can just simply slip in a couple of rounds or whatever then, real quick, and do like quick mag change and stuff like that. Like I know there's actually I was watching a video a while ago on somebody's channel here on YouTube, and it was them doing tactical lever action training, and it was basically how they would teach them how to shoot with those guns, like a couple rounds, because it would be like ping ping or something like that, and they would like take like 2 rounds off of the thing and like slip it into the fucking side loading gate is what it is then. It was actually pretty cool then. And then yeah, it would be kind of like the same thing there then is what it would be, but then you'd have like other technology and stuff like that. Like obviously I think the biggest innovation obviously of everything would have been the creation of the box magazine there, and it would have been us being able to then have all your various guns from all the world wars is what it is then, like all these grease guns and Tommy guns and stuff like that is what it is then, and the like BARs and stuff like that were all like full auto back in those days. And yeah, you had like all kinds of good shit back then, dude. And like think about all that stuff, but like like even like one world war before that kind of thing is what it is then, because that was all like World War II era stuff and whatnot. And then you take that back to like World War One maybe even, and how much different would that change things then for one side or the other? Hell, you might have even taken the point where it would have been like, because I know with like World War One and stuff like that, it was like trench warfare and shit. And I think to some extent it was the same thing with World War II for that matter, for a little bit anyway. But yeah, you could have definitely like changed up like entire strategies at that point, and had it be like instead of it being like first generation warfare or whatever the case be, it could have been like second or third generation almost immediately at that point then. And then you would have had we would have probably been in like 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th generation warfare by now is what it is then. So, but yeah, it's definitely interesting to think about, honestly, because then it allows people to have the ability to go on their own and figure stuff out as what it is there, and potentially allow us to be way further ahead currently as it is then. So here's an interesting one for those interested about things with history lessons. What Iran looked like before the 1979 Islamic Revolution. Europe is next. So yeah, you had a bunch of girls literally walking around without hijabs and shit on then, dude. That's how it should have been. And now instead you got, these girls, like all those young girls there are like in their 50s, 60s, etc. now. And are the ones like pushing that crap now is what it is, dude. And like doing like and helping their families do like honor killings and stuff like that of people that defy their bullshit is what it is there. So This is actually kind of funny. Good old Blair White. Says, you asked the Lord and you received. And it was this Charlotte Claimer saying, Lord, grant me the confidence of a mediocre white man. I'm assuming that's who this motherfucker is. He's obviously a dude faking to be a woman. Says LGBTQ community latest to be caught in culture war. Jesus. Like, this is what I'm saying, dude. You have people like Blair White who have taken the time and the money, etc., and gotten facial reconstruction surgeries and stuff like that to make themselves look more feminine. And then you got motherfuckers like this guy. Like, claims me named Charlotte is what it is there. That's like obviously still a fucking man with lipstick on their mouth. Like, you're not passing as a woman ever, dude. Like, just fuck off, basically. And that's the problem with these people, dude. It's like, it's that weird thing between the people is what it is there. It's like, you got some people who are very much, like, feminized anyway, as dudes. And then you got other ones who are, like, butch as shit, basically, because they are, males. And way more testosterone in their systems and stuff like that. And they act like they're fucking female, or whatever the case be. And it's like, no, dude, you're just a fucking dude faking to be something you're not. Or it's like the same thing with some fucking female that claims to be a trans man. You're just a chick faking to be a dude. You're either a con woman or a con man. Doesn't really matter which. So. But either way. Huh. And then according to Tommy Robinson, this happened about 3 hours ago over there in the UK. We got London police station stormed by jihadists demanding they release some of their arrested brothers. So, of course, you won't see this on the news, as the imaginary far right are the problem for opposing the 7th century IQ-leveled plebes. As Alex Jones said 2 hours ago, then he said the West is in deep trouble. UK government has rolled out the red carpet for Islam and persecutes anyone that has stood up against them. So the spoiled invaders are demanding to be completely above the law now. And this is why every fucking invasion should be treated with a bullet in the fucking face is what it is, dude. Legitimately. And we're not doing that shit right now over here either, for that matter. And we should be. Like, when you have people literally trying to invade our fucking country, dude, they're just done. That's how it should be. It's like immediate fucking military use of force then. Be that simple, bro. Literally that simple. So. Anyway. So apparently this guy thought he found a dog in the snow. And when he actually found it was either a wolf or a fox. So. Yeah. Not surprising. Although to be fair, yeah, it looks like a wolf actually when it's all said and done. Maybe I was a wolf of some kind. I mean, to be fair, if you can domesticate the wolf, man, like, might as well. And that's the one thing too. Like back in the that's when people don't realize actually back in the early man days at that point, you actually had people who would who were taking what am I saying now? Yeah, you had like basically it was a mix of like wild. It was basically like wolves / wild dogs back then, and it was people allowing themselves to be in cohesion with these animals so that they could basically get food is what it was, because you'd have the wild dogs / wolves would actually help out man to like gather something, and then they would get paid off in the end because they would help them, get some food, and then they get food themselves is what it is then, where it's like whatever was left over would be their, portion of the pot basically is what it is. And so you end up having people doing what they need to do to basically, work in cohesion. And that's why they called, dog man's best friends what it is then. So, anyway. And, of course, you got this one coming out here, which was at least 87 people shot by Sunday morning during 4th of July weekend in Chicago under dipshit Brandon Johnson, one of the worst mayors ever in this nation. So, good old Leo. Good old Leo's stomping grounds there, dude. I know he didn't vote for that fucking idiot. I'll tell you that right now, because he's mentioned that to me several times. He didn't vote for that fucking moron, but it doesn't matter because all these other dumbasses do is what it is, dude, in that city. So, or let me rephrase that. All these dumbasses do in that city. Leo was actually a pretty smart guy. He knows what the fuck he's doing, unlike a lot of the fucking other voters based in that place. So, nah. Oh shit, that's funny. So I'm gonna show a still shot here before we leave today. So this dude was tossed this big old AK mag that's like one of like the weird ones. That's almost like the full like banana all the way around there. I think this is like 70, 75 rounds, something like that. And literally about halfway through, the motherfucker just burst apart. So yeah, that's why you don't use those kind of mags, people. And the reason I bring that up, obviously, as a PSA, there is what it is because you had people who were doing that same dumbass shit that were following that idiot Grandmaster J a few years back now in the that not fucking around terrorist coalition people. So, nah. Okay, I think we got to leave off with this one because this is just funny, and plus it also has to do with the doggos. So you got your little corgi there in the middle, and then two fake dogs. So giving a couple of that one, a bunch of that one, and then a single one to that one. It's like, nah, what the hell? Just put itself away and go nap. That's funny. It's good stuff, man. Good old doggos, man. Good old doggos. Yeah, and as people were saying here with the LAPD most recent thing is that Matthew Perry was actually murdered, which is not surprising at all. As this person said, LAPD investigators say Matthew Perry was murdered because he was about to expose numerous Hollywood pedophiles. Police insiders say he was given an overdose of drugs by multiple, quote, friends, and added that the U.S. Attorney's Office is contemplating pressing charges against those people. So, as they should. I wouldn't be surprised by it, dude. Matthew Perry was a good guy, honestly. And I could see him being one of the few that actually wasn't about that life. Because he would have been one of the guys that's like, nah, you know what, I'm not about fucking, screwing with these kids and stuff like that. And those that are about to get fucking exposed is what it is there, dude. Same thing, go back in time with Chester Bennington and Chris Cornell for that matter, Like, there's more enough evidence out there with those guys. They were actually about to expose fucking child molesters, what it was, dude. And I'm not talking about just like the everyday Hollywood ones. I'm talking about the guys that we don't know about. That are like the super fucking, billionaires, trillionaires, etc. of the society. And yeah, it was right after that was when Chris Cornell was killed then. And then it was not long after that was when Chester Bennington supposedly took his own life. There's also talk of Bennington actually being the son of one of the Podesta brothers, actually. So, and I mean, technically, if you look at Podesta versus Bennington, like, he does kind of look like he could be his kid, actually. So, maybe. I don't know, man. It's just weird, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised by it, honestly. But either way, it's fucked up, man, is what it is. And it's sad to me that you have, our society basically being deprived of, like, greatness by these people because a bunch of sickos want to keep themselves, out of prison, alive, etc. There's what it is, dude. So they can keep doing sick, disgusting shit against kids is what it is. Okay, so this is actually pretty. I gotta share this one before we leave right now because this is gonna be the last one for the day. I think this is a pretty badass right here. It's basically a rotisserie for handguns. That would be fucking cool if this was actually like a dispensary kind of thing there, where it was like a vending machine or whatever the case be, and just have like a bunch across the thing or whatever. And you can just like make your selection and just like sort of, drops down one into a box or something. And then it just has like a mag with it. etc. There, I actually saw one yesterday. There's a company now in different places in Alabama and Oklahoma. And I think they're going to do it in Texas by the end of the year. Here's what it's going to be, and it's them literally making ammo vending machines, which are pretty badass. And the only issue I have with them though is that it is definitely, to some extent, a Fourth Amendment rights violation that they're doing on the things, because you're doing facial recognition technology on people that are buying shit from your vending machine is what it is there, because they're basically forcing you to, first of all, give up your ID to prove you're, over 18 or 21, whatever it is there. And then secondly, they're using the camera system on the fucking vending machine then to confirm your ID versus who was buying the shit. That's what it is, which I understand from that perspective of things. You got to do that for, reasons, obviously, but at the same time, it's like, it does feel very invasive is what it is, and like not cool. Whereas specifically, I could literally just go online right now here and, buy a shitload of ammo, throw it on a credit card, whatever the case be, and then we're good to go is what it is, man. So it's like, what would be a better option, doing that or going to a fucking grocery store and buying ammo out of a vending machine? So I don't know. I mean, it's more or less the same thing, honestly, I think, at the end of the day, but like one's definitely a little bit more than the other, I think. And yeah, it just feels kind of fucked up is what it is, man. Like, I feel like there's better ways to do things. But anyway, I mean, it's still a cool concept, though, that being said. But at the same time, it's just like, yeah, it just feels very like, kind of thing on that one. I'm just not a fan of like facial recognition technology in general is what it is, dude. Because it just feels like spying is what it is, because that's pretty much what it is, honestly. So I will say one thing, though, because we are going to do like one more video. Here's what it is. And it was this one right here, and it says, "Is this the girl you're looking for?" I mean, she's not bad looking, but like, I don't know, man, like all those arm tattoos and the weird fucking neck tattoo. Like, why would you destroy that beautiful body like that? I still don't understand it, man. Like, it just, like, why? Like, why are you coming up like God's perfection with just disgusting man-made artwork is what it is there. So yeah, that kind of stuff always, like, it's like the same thing with the woman who did Pit Bulls and Parolees, her two daughters. Like, you had these beautiful chicks, especially her daughter Mariah, who was like smoking fucking hot, dude. And then all of a sudden, she just starts getting like all these crazy tattoos and like has like this big old like eyeball fucking tree on her neck area or something like that. And it's like, why? Why would you do that to yourself? Like, you were a beautiful woman, and then you went and fucking ruined it with this nasty ass artwork, is what it is there. That, by the way, is toxic as shit to your fucking system, for those who don't know. So, ooh. So I think we got to leave off with this video just because now I'm hungry is what it is. So this was labeled as best fried chicken in the world. And it's literally craning down the fried chicken into a big old oil vat, which I can only assume is done by these propane tanks over here. And a few minutes later, that does look very, very good, man. Like, that looks really fucking good. Like, I want some fried chicken now, buddy. Like, that shit looks real good, man. Oh, dipped it again, then. Ooh, yeah, that's my perfection right there, dude. That second dip right there. Look, it's nice and crispy there. Mm-mm. Yeah, that first go around wasn't bad looking, but yeah, when you dipped it that second time, then, like, with all that brownage, then, dude, like, that is good stuff right there. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there, man. Like, that is some perfect fried chicken right there, man. Now I'm really, really hungry. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, technically, I think it's broasted chicken is what I get from a couple local places, and it is like a pressure cooker done thing. And yeah, that is better than the actual fried chicken that that guy was making, though. But I mean, that does look good. I definitely eat the hell out of that shit, honestly, do. But yeah, I do like me some. I do like roasted chicken and JoJo's. Obviously, some people call them potato wedges, but we call them JoJo's here in Ohio and a few other places for that matter in small towns. So, and I will always call them JoJo's because fuck your potato wedge bullshit. So, oh, actually, here's an interesting one. Uh, Before we go, we'll leave off on this one actually, which is for those that don't know, there is a woman whose name is, I believe it's Margaret Spector Lerner or something like that. This is her right here, by the way. This is back before 9/11 happened, back in like 2000 or early 2001. And this old bitch right here was talking about how literally it was her and her buddies who were trying to transform white societies, specifically first world European nations, with a bunch of Islamic takeovers. I'll go ahead and throw that video onto our X account as a repost. Doesn't want to watch it. It's about 35 seconds or so. So yeah, she's an old cunt, and so are the rest of those fucking assholes like that, your Soros types, etc. There that destroyed all these European nations with their fucking multiculturalist takeover bullshit. Because they are a bunch of scumbags, dude. Like nobody wants fucking Islam in our countries, dude. Seriously. And that's what I'm talking about, by the way, when I talk about multicultural takeover, is what it is. I'm specifically talking about Islamic terrorism taking over. So don't even get that twisted. I have no problem with anybody who wants to come here and actually be, meshing into an actual melting pot. But the thing is, Islam never fucking will. And that's the entire problem right now that we've always faced. Because you have a bunch of douchebags wanting to come over and take over our fucking world is what it is, dude. And that's the thing. I've talked about this many times in the past. You always have people who don't understand that we never won the Crusades back in the day because we couldn't win the Crusades back in the day. You literally had people that were the Europeans riding on horseback into the fucking fray, getting up close, and then realizing they were outnumbered about 100 to 1 or so, more or less, maybe more than that for that matter. And then they said, "Oh fuck it, can't win here." Literally, fucking turned the horses around and then started riding back to Europe, as what it was. And they were like, "Hey, everybody won the Crusades, yeah!" And yeah, they couldn't win shit, is what it is, dude. But if they had had technology now, they could have wiped Islam off the fucking map, is what it is, bro. And it would have been that simple, honestly. But that's the problem. They didn't have that ability to do that. So now we're just fucking facing modern day takeovers right now of Islamic terrorism and specifically of modern day crusades, is what it is there. So anyway. Yeah, you got other people saying that that dude in New York there was clear self-defense. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yeah, when you punch somebody in the back of the head, dude, and you try to like co-cock them out of nowhere, like, nah, your ass is done, bitch. Like, you deserve to get shot at that point. It's that simple, really. So, anyway. But, yeah, that's what I'm going to be out for today. I'm going to do some stuff here for the next hour or so until reset happens in the game I play. Maybe take a shower later. I'm not sure. I may wait till tomorrow morning and do that, actually. But I'm definitely going to trim my nails, though, because I haven't done that in a while. I definitely need to do that right now because these fuckers are getting out of control currently. So it's like the same thing with trimming my mustache earlier. It was getting way overgrown. And obviously for those who don't know, the same thing that's in your nails is what's in the hair on your face. It's like the creatine, keratin, whatever it is there. So anyway. But other than that, though, we are currently right now on X up to 146 followers for the network moniker. So that's awesome. Yay us. Really, it's yay me because I'm the one that posts like 99% of the shit on there is what it is. So, but anyway. Have a good one, y'all. Stay safe, stay vigilant. Always be carrying. Always make sure that you're carrying at least a semi-automatic handgun these days because you never know what's going to happen. You may end up finding yourself in a brawl in New York City with a bunch of nuts that are trying to kill you, and you might have to fire off on somebody. Is what it is there, man. So, yeah. Have a good one, y'all. Later. Peace out.